Welcome back. You were talking about how we need to plan for this. Aren't you planning already?
No, I think Nigeria has abandoned planning, for years now. I mean, interestingly, even from colonial era, we are planning. The first National Development Plan was 1958. Down to 1968, we have second development plan until that intervention by the military. And if you check the numbers, that was the most decisive period in terms of our economic development. I mean, we are quite ahead of China in the 60s, 70s in terms of GDP growth rate. So we have to return back to planning. And what's the point I'm raising? Countries of our income level, they have development planning. UAE, that's a United Arab Republic, talks of Vision 2022. Tanzania talks of Vision 25. Kenya has Vision 2022, in that. And we started along this line before, Vision 2010. The idea was that by 2010, manufacturing will be contributing close to 24% of manufacturing, if we had stuck to that. That vision.
Because we had stuck to
that. That's what I'm saying. No, you must have that agenda.
In other words, Mr. Arabo, something happened.
Yeah, no, I agree. We keep on abandoning it, and later on we replace it with Vision 2020. Then later on you have reform agenda, 7-point agenda, this. What I'm saying here is that China, as I'm talking to you, is implementing 1350 development plan. Now, so if you engage with China is only key you to their development agenda. We have no plans. Okay. So it is only when you have the plan, then you can have monetary and fiscal policies that will be geared towards achieving those goals. Everybody will get bought into it. In fact, our politics should be determined based on that.
Mark,
yeah.
Well, thank you, Chamberlain. You do recall that I think it was sometime, I can't remember precisely when now, but we did have Dr. Shamsuddin Usman, who was then Minister for National Planning, and he did give us this huge files of plans that the country was making at that time. One of the plans you just talked about, Vision 2020. People say that it's just the difference is between it's not for a lack of planning, but it's a lack of implementation or following through with these plans. How optimistic are you, considering the fact that you've talked about certain things going on now in the realm of discussions? How optimistic are you that some of these things will eventually come to fruition?
Yeah, I mean, Mokwe, I really agree with you that even where we are, we had cause to have plans in place. We've turned them to lip service. In fact, at times, we even read us some minutes to it. I mean, 2010, people thought it was an attempt for Abacha to stay put that time, even though the visioning process was all-encompassing. There were about 12 critical success factors. It included business people, organized labor, manufacturers, government, but we don't implement them. I agree with you, but we must implement them. And the point I'm raising here is that, now we talk of diversification. Those are words that are already contained in those vision documents. UAE had a full secretariat running their vision. In fact, now they just created Ministry of Happiness. Very interesting. And it's part of the vision. They said by year 2016, you have to judge development, not in terms of infrastructure, which they have done very well, but what the quality of life in terms reflecting the happiness of UAE people. Now they formed the ministry, but there's a roadmap. And we should do similar thing. Brazil, the same thing. This World Cup they hosted is within the broad context of development planning. So what I'm saying here is that this government has tried to upgrade the National Planning Commission, which is fine. But left for me, I think, and those of us in organized labor, we even need we need full Ministry of Planning back. Because it is the ministry that will now weave all the agencies into place. So if you say you want to help textile, custom has to key into it, in terms of stopping smuggling. All the MDAs who want to do, resources back of industry in terms of long-term funding, Ministry of Finance in terms of patronage of locally produced goods. The same thing with automobile, with constructions, And if you look at national, Bureau of Statistics report, 13 items in the manufacturing, all of them should sharp decline. So you need a ministry that will be able to coordinate these issues. you know, and not the disjointed discussion we're having, in a way that all of them will work together. But it has to also be done, not just Ministry of Planning, but with a vision development agenda in which everybody gets bought into it. And not the political parties should, even manifesto of parties should be determined by those issues we all share together.
Comrade Aremu is a member
of
the National Executive Council of NLC. Thank you for coming on today.
It's a pleasure, Chamberlain.
Well, we've got one more laugh to go.
We go for economic recovery.
Thank you. We'll be back in a minute, everyone. Don't go away.